Britain's Jewish Leadership Council ended talks with the Sunday Times this afternoon, saying it was time to move on from their protests about one of the paper's cartoons. A caricature of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu drew criticisms of anti-Semitism. Geraint Vincent's report includes pictures of the controversial cartoon.
On Sunday morning, a cartoonist depicts the Prime Minister of Israel building a wall with Palestinian blood. By Tuesday evening, the newspaper's editor has apologised unreservedly to leaders of the UK's Jewish community for the offence he said had been so clearly caused.
The editor told us that he was mortified. He demonstrated that he clearly understood the problem, both in terms of timing and associations. It evoked images of the age-old blood libel. It evoked images of genocidal murder, neither of which are things that are happening in the modern-day state of Israel, and neither of which are acceptable forms of political commentary.
I think I will prefer drawing him to David, who...
Gerald Scarfe has been working for the Sunday Times since the 1960s. His cartoons are very often brutal and shocking. Syria's President Assad has been painted in blood-soaked pose more than once in recent months.
During the Iraq War, there were so many cartoons which featured blood or the use of blood.
For connoisseurs of cartoons, though, blood red is an essential part of the cartoonist's palette.
It's fundamental to many cartoons where there are war situations or things like that. So that is part of the cartoonist's repertoire.
Scarfe's latest cartoon was a comment on the re-election of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his government's maintenance of security barriers along the West Bank.
It's a political act that is the subject of this cartoon, and it's important that cartoonists, often viscerally, often in an aggressive fashion, are allowed to critique the policies of senior politicians around the world. And if you don't allow them to do that, then you're in a very difficult situation where politicians are not being held to account.
The Sunday Times has described its publication of the cartoon on Holocaust Memorial Day as inexcusable. The artist, too, has apologised for its timing, but not for its content. Geraint Vincent, ITV News.